we were able to say hi to her, give her some hugs. I was able to take a couple pictures with her, and yeah, just be able to catch up for a little bit. Nothing much, but yeah, it's good to see her and see familiar faces.
What did you think when you saw that was the last game of the season? She seems pretty excited for that one.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm pumped for it. I played with Kaylee for a year in high school, and then obviously we played together at BYU, and she's a great player to play with. A great teammate, and she competes, so it's gonna be a battle for sure. But I'm excited to be able to play them. So.
Do you feel like your success that you had in the WCC can carry over to the same level in this league?
Yeah, with the team that we have and the tools and the coaching and everything, we're gonna be a good team, and we're gonna work well together, and it's gonna be a different challenge, a new competition, but I think we're ready for it, and we're gonna be able to compete.
I know it was only like a week, a little over a week, something like that, when your name was technically in the portal and all that, but how chaotic is that time when you're trying to make a decision about your future? And I'm sure you're hearing from other college coaches or trying to figure out like who would be a good fit, that sort of thing. Like, how chaotic were kind of those days?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. It was, a crazy week, and I went to the portal close contact actually, just because I didn't want to deal with all that extra noise and stuff. But I kept my phone, away from me, and kept just those people's opinions that I cared about close, and lots of prayers and alone time to try to figure out what I wanted and what was best for me, and ultimately, BYU is my home, and I'm very glad with my decision. So.
You mentioned up there on the stage that you really felt like BYU was home. Like, did it sort of take, I guess, kind of going through that experience to really solidify that feeling?
Yeah, I think stepping away from it and kind of seeing everything from a different perspective, and seeing how great BYU was and everything that they had, provided for me, and just the family that I had there, made me appreciate them even more. So.
Nani or Kaylee, either one of you, I guess, but I haven't been able to talk to either one of you since Lauren's adventure in the transfer portal, I guess. How pumped were you girls when you heard she was coming back?
Very.
So pumped.
I mean, this is our girl, and no matter what, we would have supported her and loved her, but it's a lot better to have her on our side than anywhere else.
Yeah. What kind of a pillar is she going into the Big 12 for you guys? What kind of a pillar is she going into your first year in the Big 12 for you guys?
I mean, she's someone that's always, we know that we can always depend on. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we have a rough practice, whatever, like, we always know, like, at least, like, we got Lauren, I got Kaylee on my side, like, I know things are gonna be all right. Like, that's what one of my favorite things is, that, like, a lot of teams I know don't have that, like, they know that they can always depend on this person, but I know that I have that with both of these girls.
When's the big day for you and Kingsley?
I'm not sure yet. We're still trying to figure it out. We both got some pretty busy schedules, so it's not going to be till sometime next summer.
How did you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking?
We met at BYU. Yeah, just in the student athletic building.
They need more details than that.
I was gonna say that's a pretty common thing for student athletes to meet in the SAB. Is there like something in the air there that we don't know about, or?
Just good conversation, Well, one of my friends was in the building and texted me to come up, because I guess he told her to tell me to come over so he could meet me. So that's how. Yeah.
With this season, you had such a big year last year. What do you feel like has been areas of growth for you in this offseason to get ready for the Big 12?
I think definitely strength and conditioning. Big 12 is bigger and faster, so I think that's one area. Another thing, definitely chemistry with the girls. That's always going to be something that's super important, if not the most important. We can't play well together. It doesn't take 2 people, it doesn't take 3, it takes all 18 of us, including the staff. So I think that's going to be super important, and it has been.
For any one of you, who've been some of the newcomers that have actually made an impact in training camp thus far that might have a role in this team?
I feel like honestly all of them have come in and really done well, especially as freshmen. They want to work hard, and you see them putting in a lot of work, off the court and behind the scenes. They're always getting extra shots up, and they've all done really well, and you can tell they all want to compete, which is really good to kind of have that pressure, that someone can come in and and fight for, everything's on the table for grabs. So they come in and they really compete and push us, and I think Coach has done a really great job at recruiting, and I've been, super impressed with all of them, and I think they're a great fit, and they're going to do a lot of good things for this team.
Kaylee, do you think BYU can make inroads with international players to kind of find an edge to compete against the likes of some of these other teams?
That BYU can do better?
With international recruiting, and do you think that could be a niche for them moving forward?
Yeah, well, BYU, at least I can speak for women's basketball, has always had a history of recruiting internationally. And so those are the girls that I used to look up to, Shalay Salmon, Kalani Purcell, Tegan Graham, and that's only just from New Zealand. There's also had girls from Brazil and Sweden and Spain. And I'm like, there's talent, of course, there's so much talent in America, but I say, there's also talent everywhere else. You just gotta find us.
Lauren, are you anticipating having to make any adjustments going into a league that is really known for physicality, specifically in the rebounding department? Any adjustments there?
I think I just got to keep being consistent, and I'm excited to be able to compete against some of the greatest athletes. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that I'm ready for that competition, and I think all of us, as far as the whole team, is ready for that. So I think just being consistent day in and day out, and not letting it get too much in my head, and just competing no matter what.
What do you think it is that makes you an effective rebounder?
I think it's just the grit for just going for it, and just the toughness of having that mentality of when the ball's up, it's up for anyone. Anyone can go get it. So I kind of just focus on one possession at a time, as in, I want to go get that ball. So.
Lauren, Coach Whiting said earlier that your program has invested a lot, like they've been acting like a Big 12 team last year. They have to travel, a lot of different things. From your perspective, seeing, the WCC to now, where do you feel like the biggest improvements as far as resources have been for this program?
As far as travel, or just in general? Just in general,
to make your experience as a high-level athlete better.
Yeah, I think BYU has always done a great job at providing, great tools and experiences for all of us athletes. I think something that they've improved on is, with going to a bigger conference, obviously there's more things invested into it. So just seeing improvements in locker rooms and whatnot, and gear wise and stuff. But they've always treated us very, very good regardless of that, and that's something that we're thankful for at BYU, is they've always made our experience great.
Do you think this move to the Big 12 can kind of generate a new wave of BYU women's basketball fans to really support this program?
I hope so, but on the flip side of that, we have BYU fans all over the place, That's one thing about us, is you can find a BYU fan really anywhere you go. And I think that that's something that is unique about, BYU, is we have people all over the world supporting us. So, I would hope for more fans, but we have great fans and we have plenty out there. So, but, the more the better. But
Kaylee, I think I read something like 90% of the overall production is back from last year. Obviously 5 starters, all of that. What does that kind of continuity do for this team? Even not talking about, the girls that played 40 minutes a night that are sitting to your left. What does that kind of continuity do you think, for this team?
I think we can continue with the chemistry that we already have and set that culture, so that when our transfers and our freshmen come in, they already know what the standard is and the expectations are, so that we can lead by example, and it's not like, less than 90% of us have stayed, then you have to rebuild. So I think that's one of our advantages as well, that we've played together for a while. We know each other's tendencies, and we've been able to grow that chemistry.
Nani, what was the off-the-court highlight of the Italy trip?
I think we did a little camp with a bunch of the kids in Italy. That was probably my favorite part, just because the kids over there really appreciated it, and they were so happy to be there, and it was just so different. Obviously the kids here in the States are super appreciative too, but it's just so different because it's not something that the kids out there had access to all the time, where it's a lot more common here. So they were just really excited and really happy to be there, and it was really heartwarming. It was nice.
What was the funniest moment? How about you, Lauren?
Funniest moment? I don't know. There was a lot of different funny moments. I think that the Europe trip in general was so super good for our team. You know, we left the States like as teammates. We came back literally as family. I would say like we all had built this different connection with each other, and you can see it in the way we play on the court now. But I think just it was funny to get to know everyone, just little things here and there that they liked. One of our teammates got stung by a jellyfish, which is funny. But yeah, it was funny to see everyone's personalities come out and just to be able to experience each other for that long.
So nobody tried to take a certain unnamed assistant coach's foot scooter for a ride or anything like that?
I got my own scooter.
Yeah, there's a lot of little moments that, yeah, this team is something else, but all of us are so unique. I love it.
How motivated is this team to exceed the low expectations that the preseason poll set?
Only ways up.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of great tools, and I think if we work together, we're going to surprise a lot of people. So it's motivating, and it's going to be fun to see where we go.